At a small-town diner on a quiet Sunday morning, a black woman in her early 40s sat alone at a corner booth, sipping coffee while waiting for her breakfast. She wore simple clothes, her hair pulled back, and her tired eyes hinted at years of sacrifice most people would never know. As she looked around, she noticed a few stares, but she ignored them. She had learned long ago to keep her head high in the face of judgment. Moments later, two police officers entered the diner, laughing loudly as they walked in. They scanned the room and, noticing the woman sitting alone, smirked before approaching her booth. Without a word of kindness, they mocked her appearance, calling her lazy and suggesting she should get a real job. Instead of sitting around, the woman remained calm, not responding to their cruel remarks, but her silence seemed to irritate them even more. One of the officers glanced at the worn duffel bag by her side and made another degrading joke about her being homeless and living off handouts. The other officer chuckled, as if humiliating her was a casual pastime. The diner grew uncomfortably quiet as other customers shifted in their seats, watching the cruel scene unfold. But just as the officers prepared to walk away, something on her table caught their eyes and froze them in their tracks. Next to her coffee cup sat a small, neatly folded military cap with a U.S. Army emblem and a set of medals pinned to a cloth pouch. Among them was a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star, symbols of valor and sacrifice few could ever earn. The realization hit instantly. This woman wasn't just an ordinary diner guest. She was a decorated veteran who had risked her life to serve the very country the officers had sworn to protect. The officers' smug expressions disappeared, replaced with shame and discomfort. One cleared his throat, suddenly at a loss for words, while the other avoided eye contact entirely. The silence in the diner grew heavy, and whispers rippled among the customers. Finally, an elderly man at the counter stood and walked over, placing a gentle hand on the woman's shoulder. "Thank you for your service, ma'am," he said loudly, making sure everyone heard. The diner erupted in applause, and the officers' humiliation deepened. Realizing their mistake, they mumbled an apology before retreating, but the damage was already done. The woman, maintaining her grace, simply smiled and nodded to the crowd. In that moment, she reminded everyone present that true dignity and honor don't need to be spoken, they are lived.